Hey everyone, we're going to look at some two-step equations, modeling them with some algebra tiles. Let's first start with a one-step equation so we can just kind of get a feel for what this is like. So let's say we had x plus 2 equals 3. So in order to build that equation, we would put a positive x on the left-hand side as well as a positive 2. And over here on the right-hand side, we would have 3. Now, our goal is to get x by itself, and we know from previous experience that we should subtract 2 from here. So let's take 2 away from here. We're going to do that by adding the additive inverse. But remember, whatever we do to the left side, we got to do to the right. So let's add the additive inverse here. And then go ahead and get rid of those zero-sum pairs. So you can see here we have 1x equals 1. Okay, so now let's get a little bit more complicated. Let's go ahead and do a two-step. All right, you can see here we've got 3x plus 1 equals 10. I have modeled that by putting 3 x's and 1 on the left-hand side and 10 on the right-hand side. So I'm not really sure what to do with our x's just yet, but I do know that it would be helpful to get rid of this so I only have x's to deal with. So let's go ahead and add a -1 to that side, which means I also must add -1 to this side. And I can get rid of my zero-sum pairs, my additive inverses, and now I've got 3 x's over here and 9 over here. So I need to kind of figure out what would 1x be equal to. So let's divide this out and see if I've got my 3 x's separated here into 3 groups of 1. Let's separate these into 3 groups and see what we get. So I've divided them, I've separated them out, and you can see each x corresponds to 3. So 1x equals 3. All right, so for this equation, we have -2x minus 3 equals 5. So we've got our -2x's and a -3 over here and a +5 over here. The first thing I want to do is to get the x's kind of by themselves, so I've got to get rid of this -3. And the best way I can do that is by adding +3. That will cancel that out and make it 0. But I also know whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So we'll do 1, 2, 3 on that side. So let's go ahead and get rid of our additive inverses. Simplify that out. Now I'm left with -2x's here and +8 on this side. Now I want to find out what 1x is equal to. Well, if I divide this out, I can see that -1x is equal to +4. But these are negative x's, and I want to work with positive x's. So I could flip the sign, but if I do that to the left side, you better believe I got to do that to the right side. So let's switch our signs and see what happens. I have 1x and it's equal to 4. There we go, there's our solution. All right, here we go one more time. We've got 5x minus 2 and that equals 8. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of this -2. That's not making me so happy. I'm going to need to add 2 to cancel those out and make it 0. But if I add 2 to this side, I have to add 2 to that side. So let's add 2 here. Okay, now we can cancel out our 0 pairs. Goodbye, goodbye. And I'm left with 5 on this side. 5 x's on that side, excuse me. And then I've got what appears to be 10 on this side. So let's divide it into 5 even groups, because I've got 5 x's on the left side. So when I divide them out and spread them out into equal groups, each x gets exactly 2, which tells us that x is equal to 2. So there you have it. Let me know if you guys have any questions.